In today's video, I'm going to explain how you can go from looking like this to looking like this. And I'm going to explain how you can do it without restricting any of the foods that you love and making it a sustainable lifestyle. This is Paul Ravella from ProPhysique.com. In today's video, I'm going to explain to you exactly what you need to do when it comes to your nutrition, when it comes to your training, when it comes to your cardio, and all the other things that go into a proper fat loss diet. How to get cut the right way so that not only are you seeing the scale go down, but you're happy with the way that you look, and you do it in a manner that allows you to sustain the look that you're happy with. Now, today's question comes from right here. If you have questions, go to my Instagram direct message. Send me a direct message. If I don't answer your question directly, what I really love to do is send them to this video format so I can get information out to more people. If you like information like this from a coach with over a decade of experience in helping people reach the physique of their dreams, hit subscribe. It's what I love to do here. Okay, so for today's video, let me read the question and then we're gonna break it down. I'm a 160-pound male, about 17% body fat, training upper and lower 5 days a week, no cardio. I have an active job, but in my free time, I don't mulop, I don't count steps. My maintenance calories is 23 to 2400. My plan for the cut is 1650 calories per day, 200 grams of protein, 40 grams of fat, the rest carbs. Keep my resistance training, no cardio, maybe adding it later on if necessary, aiming for 1.5 pounds per week of weight loss, cutting for 10 to 12 weeks. My goal is to lose at least 13 pounds of body fat in this period. Is that too aggressive? Will I lose muscle? Are the macros okay? Should I do cardio? Should I count my steps? Thank you very much. So let's start with the initial question about maintenance calories being around 23 to 2400 calories. Now, this is a nice amount of calories to start a fat loss phase with, though I typically start to worry if someone's calories get below 10 times their body weight in pounds. So for a 200-pound man, anytime your calories are getting close to 2000, we're starting to get to a point where your calorie restriction is actually going to be a restriction in your behaviors that allow you to lose body fat. What does that mean, Paul? It means this. You can restrict calories, and I hear this argument all the time. Well, you don't have to do any cardio if you just restrict calories. Yes, but there are consequences to restricting calories. The biggest one being metabolic adaptation. So if you end up bringing your calories down too low, what will happen is your metabolism will adjust. You'll actually get more efficient at extracting calories, meaning the same amount of food that used to be what you could lose weight on will now be your maintenance. And then when your energy gets lower, you'll actually move less. So without consciously knowing it, you've actually just created a situation where although you're eating much less, you're still maintaining your weight. I subscribe to the theory that I would much rather eat more and move more to lose body fat. And this is actually backed up in research, and it's been backed up by my experience as a coach. I've had much greater success when instead of just keep taking calories away, I will actually just increase daily activity. Now, you mentioned your goals. At 170 pounds, 200 grams of protein is plenty. If you are setting your protein at around 1 gram per pound of your goal weight, you're gonna have plenty for the purposes of muscle building and muscle retention throughout the process. The number that was a little low for me was the 40 grams of fat. Starting off at 40 grams of fat is a little bit low because I like to keep fats between 20 and 25% of total calories. And then you can use the rest for carbohydrates, the rest of your calories for carbohydrates. Now, if you don't really know where to start, I've created a free macronutrient calculator. I'll put it on the screen here. You can actually just plug in some information. It's gonna give you some macronutrients. You can set it up based on the foods that you like, the style of dieting that you like, how many meals per day. But the point is, I have these tools available as free resources. So if you're using these tools, that is going to be the best method for fat loss. Now, when I say to get cut, what does that mean? That means we're not just losing body fat. No, we're going from a body composition where you look like this to a body composition where you look like this. And I know at first glance what you're thinking is, Paul, you added a bunch of muscle. Wrong. All I did was keep my muscle and lose body fat. Body fat creates an illusion. It is basically a layer between your muscle and between your skin that blurs muscle definition. When you see a bodybuilder, a competitive athlete, and I'll probably put some videos on the screen here for you, very, very lean, the illusion is they have a lot more muscle. when in fact they have just the same amount of muscle, perhaps even slightly less than they did when they started the diet. Thus, we can create the illusion of having more muscle by being leaner. And that's the goal that you want to go for here. And I actually like your plan. You said you have an active job. I don't know what that means. Does that mean that you're walking for 8 hours a day? Are you on your feet a lot? If that's the case, you might not have to add cardio. However, the form of cardio that I find to be the best for fat loss is low intensity steady state. The reason being is that it does not interfere with our ability to get in the gym and work out. High intensity cardio, where you do short bouts of all out sprints, in between you do a little bit of recovery, while it has a great effect on body composition, our goal, remember, is to keep muscle. So I like to place the performance as the highest aspect for our goals. I want to make sure that we're putting a lot of emphasis on our training when we go in the gym, when we work out. Now, for the purposes of fat loss, I also like you to fit daily activity or cardio into your routine. For this reason, I love the steady state walk, getting outside and walking. I've done a video, I'll put a link to it here, where I explain exactly how I got to 5-6% body fat using only walking as my cardio. I still paid attention to my diet, and I still made sure that the gym was a big priority for me, okay? So once you have your caloric deficit set, how fast should you be losing body fat? You stated you wanted to lose 1.5 pounds per week. In fact, that number is backed up by research. 1% of your body weight per week or less is what the research shows is optimal for keeping muscle. And again, this video is about getting cut. Meaning you have to keep and continue to build muscle. We cannot just let the scale come down and risk the loss of lean body mass. So for that reason, I would suggest 1 to 1.5. If you're over 200 pounds, you can lose 2 pounds per week. And there's another component to this that's very important, and that is psychology. And it's not talked about very often, but the psychology of the weight loss individual is very important. For some people, a pound, 2 pounds is not going to be aggressive enough for them to reach their goals. However, I believe you guys are different because you understand the value in keeping muscle, okay? So while some people might have a little bit of success on a more rapid approach to fat loss, those same people are gonna be the ones complaining that they gained all the weight back and they ended up looking worse. Because if you put on body fat and have less muscle, you do look worse. So my goals here for you are to get cut, to get shredded, to have that look like I have here in these videos, like my clients have here in these videos, and be able to sustain muscle building throughout the process. Now, the final thing we need to focus on with a plan like this is adjustments, because let's face it, you're not going to be able to create a single plan and lose exactly 1.5 pounds a week for the entire 12 weeks to reach your goal. You're going to hit what we call a plateau. This simply means that you've lost body fat, your body has adapted to the nutrition, to the activity level that you're at, and you must therefore create a bigger deficit. So how do we go about doing this? You cannot just simply continue to take away calories at the same pace. What I typically suggest is you subtract another 2 to 250 calories from your diet and you start to increase your daily activity. For example, if you're getting 7,000 steps and you hit a plateau and you're at 250 carbs, drop your carbs down to 200 and increase your steps to 10,000 per day, okay? Now, if time is an issue and you can't get more steps, this is where cardiovascular exercise can come in handy. If you're doing a walk on a flat treadmill versus an incline treadmill, well, you're gonna burn more calories going at an incline. You can still keep the cardio low intensity enough that it prefers fat as its fuel source, and you also have good energy throughout the rest of the day. The real problem with things like high intensity cardio is that it can create such low energy throughout the rest of the day, you actually end up burning fewer calories to make up for that energy deficit. So understand that weight loss comes down to the entire picture of your day. How many calories are you taking in? How many calories are you expending? And then adjustments along the way. Every time you need to make an adjustment, look at your calories, look at your daily activity, and sometimes you might just want to add activity and sometimes you might just want to take away calories. It really depends on what your life allows. Don't compare your process to anybody else's. So I do think your overall approach is great. There's only one thing that's missing from this, and that is a deadline. There is a reason why I get more shredded than you will ever get. There is a reason why my competitors get more shredded than you will ever get. Well, first of all, I'm their coach, but the real reason is a deadline, a goal, a specific date that allows them to focus. Good news, I've got something for you. We are starting our transformation challenge and giving away $50,000 in January. Registration is now open, and we're gonna give you guys nutrition training. We're gonna answer your questions in a private group. We're also gonna be doing live videos each week, answering your questions live. So let me give you guys $50,000. Let me help you reach your physique goals. And let's start this process together, because I'm actually going to enter the challenge myself just for the purposes of I want to push myself for 90 days. I'm gonna do starting pictures. I'm gonna do finishing pictures. I'm gonna show you my meals, show you my cardio, show you my training along the way. I want you guys to take part in this with me. But the real reason I love doing these videos, guys, is because I like giving the information for you guys to have control of your own destinies. So whether you join the Transformation Challenge, whether you want to do a bodybuilding show, or whether you just want to lose weight to feel better, let me know in the comments below, because I love being a part of this journey with you guys, and I can't wait to see what we do in the year ahead. All right, guys, I'll talk to you tomorrow.